Hey there, and welcome back to Recap Mania. Today, I'll walk you through the movie Barely Lethal. A quasi-governmental agency trains little girls into killer assassins. But what if one of them just wants a normal life? The movie begins in the Prescott Academy, the organization training little girls to become world-class assassins, or killing machines per se. Number 83 tells us how she never even knew her parents. All she knows now is how to become a killing machine, thanks to the tutelage of Hardman, their strict instructor. However, despite being a skilled fighter, number 83 always wanted to be like every other girl who has a family and friends. She grows up to be first in her class to be sent into the field, much to the anger of her childhood rival, number 84. However, as she carries out many missions all over the world, she could never shake off the need to be a normal girl. As a result, she gathers intel from movies like Mean Girls so that she can at least know what it will be like to have a normal life. One day, their trainer, Hardman, believes them about a highly intelligent and ruthless terrorist known as Victoria Knox. She has been missing for many years, but it seems like there's a chance to apprehend her now. As usual, number 83 gets the case, much to number 84's annoyance. She exposes number 83, who is distracted by a magazine. Angered that number 83 is distracted, Hardman scolds her and tells her to keep her head in the game, because Knox is ruthless. Moreover, if anything happens to her, she's on her own, because Prescott is not in the rescue business. Number 83 takes up the name Megan and heads out to pretend that she's captured and brought forth before Knox. Knox is unaware that she's taken number 83 captive. The assassin wastes no time taking Knox's men out before tying both herself and Knox to a balloon float. However, as they float to the Prescott plane flying above them, number 83 cuts herself free to avoid getting shot by Knox. After apprehending Knox, Hardman fails to return for number 83 and declares her missing. This is a blessing for the girl who uses this as a chance to start a new life. She signs up for a student exchange program using the fake name, Megan, before signing up with the Larsons, a beautiful family of 4. Following this, she heads over to the town of Newton to meet the Larsons. The first meeting is awkward, especially as the dad seems to be out of the picture. Nonetheless, Megan is just happy to be in what seems like a normal home. She soon learns that the family isn't so normal because the mom, Mrs. Larson, is a quirky woman. The boy, Parker, is even quirkier because he believes he's a ninja, and Elizabeth, the daughter, is a grumpy teenager who seems to hate everyone and everything. Regardless, it seems like everything will be okay, especially as Mrs. Larson tells her that she's glad Megan is here. The next day, Megan begins her first day in school. Let's just say that she has a rough start thanks to her questionable fashion sense. It's so embarrassing that Elizabeth has to give her a change of clothes before warning her not to ruin her senior year for her. It gets worse during the school assembly. Although she meets Roger, the cute but awkward AV geek, things go south because everybody makes fun of her when she introduces herself to the school. However, Cash, the school's resident pretty boy, saves the day by giving a performance with his band, Emoticon. Unfortunately, number 83 continues to make things worse for herself by using her movie references to judge cheerleaders, who were just trying to make friends with her. Then, although she reunites with Roger during biology class, she becomes so attracted to Cash, she sneaks into school later that night to hack into the school system to make sure that Cash is her lab partner. The next day, this causes a fight with Cindy, a bully who is thirsty for Cash. She was supposed to be his lab partner, so Cindy and her friend Donna tell Megan to back off. To squash the beef, Mr. Drum, the biology teacher, picks Cash as his lab assistant. After class, the bullies convince Megan to become the school's mascot by telling her that Cash loves mascots. However, after getting the role, Megan becomes paranoid because she thinks she's being followed. Later on, during band practice, she takes out a group of masked men, only to realize that they were the only students from the rival school who were playing a prank. Embarrassed, she runs off, but not before Roger gives her the mascot mask. Once she gets home, she freaks out because her movie research isn't working. However, Mrs. Larson calms her down by telling her it's just high school. This feeling will pass. Later, Megan is apprehended by a Prescott agent and brought to Hardman. In the next scene, she's interrogated by Hardman, who injects her with a truth serum. They learn that she only ran away because she was desperate for a normal life. She manages to convince him to give her time to wrap things up at Newton. They take her back home, but because she's still under the influence of the truth serum, she calls Liz out for her coldness before passing out. The next day, she invites Roger to the party, but he's more concerned about what he wants to do with the rest of his life. Maybe college? Although she worries about her future, Roger tells her she'll be fine because she's an impressive girl. Although she's distracted by Cash, she invites Roger to come to the party. Meanwhile, Liz is annoyed that Mrs. Larson is allowing Megan to go to the party. She's even more annoyed that Mrs. Larson is making her go as well. The pair head to the party. However, Megan's shocked to find out that Hardman sent number 84 there to keep an eye on her. She's Heather now, and she's there to ruin her life. Meanwhile, Liz runs into Boone. In a surprise twist, they actually bond as they drink in the bathtub. As the pair bond, Megan and Heather compete for Cash's attention. It's a shame because Roger walks in as Megan kisses Cash. Megan then abandons Liz, who passes out on the couch because Cash asks her to the homecoming dance. This gives Heather the chance to draw on Liz's face. The next day, Mrs. Larson tells both of them, especially Megan, who abandoned her friend, "You don't do that to your family." Later on, Hardman, disguised as a bus driver, tells Megan he's pulling her out because Knox escaped and is threatening to kill her. Megan tells him she's not going back and that he should bring it on. Unfortunately, she'll have to do it alone. Later on, she learns what this means when she and Liz are attacked by an assassin. This forces Megan to tell Liz exactly who she is. Fortunately, Liz is able to get rid of the attacker. She calls Hardman to tell her about Heather and is shocked to find out that he thought Heather was dead. He refuses to help Megan because she's now on her own. Later on, Megan is glad to see Roger at the hospital, but it seems like he's over her. Afterward, she apologizes to Liz for ruining her life and tries to leave, but Liz tells her not to abandon them. That's not what you do to people. Despite being distressed, Megan decides to stay once she sees a picture that Parker drew for her, and she accepts that this is her family. She runs to the hospital to tell Liz, only to discover that Liz and Gooch are now together. Megan and Liz get ready for the homecoming dance before Cash and Gooch pick them up so they can head to the dance. However, Megan realizes that Cash will never get her, not as much as Roger. She breaks up with Cash and tries to get with Roger, but it's too late. He's Heather's now. This causes a huge fight between Heather and Megan. As Heather stalks Megan, she reveals that Knox is going to kill her family while she kills Megan. Yikes. Luckily, Liz helped Megan take her out. In the next scene, Megan tries to save her family from Knox. She learns that Knox was actually the number one in Prescott. To make things worse, her men are able to capture Liz. Megan tries to take control of the situation by drawing Liz into a fight, and although she wins, Knox retakes control of the situation with a gun. However, things go out of control when Parker uses one of Megan's grenades. Following this, Hardman and Prescott save the day. Turns out she wasn't alone. He also tells her she's free to live her life as an unattached agent. In the final scenes, Megan rushes back to Roger, but it turns out he's left. Not willing to let him go, she finds him with Hardman's helicopter and tells him he's amazing. Together, they ride away in the helicopter with Gooch and Liz. This is her chance to have a normal life, but not if Heather can help it. So, with that, this movie recap episode has come to an end. Let us know if you are intrigued to watch the movie after seeing our recap in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more recaps. Till then, goodbye.